welcome to this micro class. We all know that different writers have different writing styles. A writer's style is a reflection of his or her personality, unique voice, and way of approaching the audience and readers. However, every piece writers write is for a specific purpose. For example, writers may want to explain how something works or persuade people to agree with their point of view. While there are as many writer styles as there are writers, there are only 4 general purposes that lead someone to write a piece, and these are known as the 4 styles or types of writing. Knowing all 4 different types and their usages is important for any writer. The 4 types of writing are expository, descriptive, persuasive, and narrative writing. Today we are going to talk about expository and persuasive writing. Here are the definitions of the categories we are going to talk about. The first category that we are going to talk about is expository writing. Expository writing explains or informs. It talks about a subject without giving opinions. Expository writing's main purpose is to explain. It is a subject-oriented writing style in which authors focus on telling you about a given topic or subject without voicing their personal opinions. These types of essays or articles furnish you with relevant facts and figures, but do not include their opinions. This is one of the most common types of writing. You always see it in textbooks and how-to articles. The author just tells you about a given subject, such as how to do something. Let's have a look at the key points of expository writing. Usually, it plans something in a process. It is often equipped with facts and figures. It is usually in a logical order and sequence. Okay, and then we are going to have a look at when you would use expository writing. We use expository writing in textbook writing, in how-to articles, in recipes, in news stories, not including opinion or editorial pieces, business, technical, or scientific writing. Let's have a look at an example of expository writing. Many people associate the taste of pumpkins with fall. In October, companies from Starbucks to McDonald's roll out their pumpkin-flavored lattes and desserts. Here's how to make an easy pumpkin pie using only 5 ingredients. First, make sure you have all the ingredients. This writing is expository in nature because it is explaining. In this case, you can already tell that the piece will be about how to make a pumpkin pie. Now let's have a look at a non-example of expository writing. Everyone knows that the best part about fall is all of the pumpkin-flavored desserts. Pumpkin pie is the best fall treat because it is not only delicious but also nutritious. Pumpkin is filled with vitamin A, which is essential for a healthy immune system and good vision. This is not expository because several opinions are stated, such as pumpkin pie is the best fall treat. Although this excerpt contains a fact about pumpkin containing vitamin A, that fact is used as evidence to support the opinion. These opinions make this an example of persuasive writing. And now we are going to have a look at the second category of writing that we are going to talk about today, persuasive writing. Persuasive writing tries to bring other people around to your point of view. Persuasive writing's main purpose is to convince. Unlike expository writing, persuasive writing contains the opinions and biases of the author. To convince others to agree with the author's point of view, persuasive writing contains justifications and reasons. It is often used in letters of complaint, advertisements, or commercials, cover letters, and newspaper opinion, and editorial pieces. Key points. Persuasive writing is equipped with reasons, arguments, and justifications. In persuasive writing, the author takes a stand and asks you to agree with his or her point of view. It often asks for readers to do something about the situation. When you use persuasive writing, opinion and editorial newspaper pieces, advertisements, reviews of books, music, movie, restaurants, etc., letter of recommendation, letter of complaint, cover letters. And now we are going to have a look at an example of persuasive writing. Following the 2012 Olympic Games hosted in London, the UK Trade and Investment Department reported a £9.9 billion boost to the economy. Although it is expensive to host the Olympics, if done right, they can provide real jobs and economic growth. The city should consider placing a bid to host the Olympics. This is a persuasive writing because the author has a belief that this city should consider placing a bid to host the Olympics and is trying to convince others to agree. Now we are going to have a look at a non-example of persuasive writing. According to legend, the Olympics were founded by Hercules. Now, almost 100 countries participate in the Games, with over 2 million people attending. So cities from Boston to Hamburg begin considering their bid to be a host city more than 10 years in advance. All of these statements are facts. Therefore, it is expository. To be persuasive writing, you must have an opinion that you are trying to persuade people of. Then, of course, you will support that opinion with evidence. Both expository and persuasive writing are very popular types of writing. They share similarities, but they are also different in many ways. Now I'm going to talk about the similarities and differences of the two styles of writing so that you can identify the purpose of your own writing and make sure it's something the audience wants to read. Exposition versus persuasion, similarities and differences. While expository and persuasive works both use a thesis statement and research, the difference between them is that an expository essay explains, while a persuasive essay argues. In other words, the expository writer provides clarifying information about a topic, asking what, while the persuasive writer presents an argument, asking what if. An expository essay is an investigative document that requires a student to research and evaluate information about an idea. Its thesis is a focused statement that the student's evidence clarifies. An expository essay explains, for example, how the events of Pearl Harbor devastated a nation. Persuasive essays debate. A persuasive argumentative essay's thesis is a debatable point. The essay presents evidence not to explain, but to support an argument or advocate a particular viewpoint. A persuasive paper might argue, Pearl Harbor was a catastrophe that President Roosevelt should have averted. Persuasive essays can incorporate expository sections when you need to explain yourself before laying out an argument. Expository essays can present an argument that they are explaining. To compare expository writing with persuasive writing, you must also establish criteria to see how they differ in the introduction, thesis statement, body paragraphs, and supporting details, among others. How the two differ in introduction. The overall thrust of the introduction in expository writing is to inform and explain, whereas the introduction of persuasive writing aims to convince and persuade the reader. The openings of both expository and persuasive writing are similar. You describe the background information as to why this given topic is important to you or why you have chosen this particular topic over others. You then identify the target audience, people who will benefit most by reading your writing. For example, in an expository writing, you can explain or inform why you have decided to write about the grandeur and beauty of the Grand Canyon. In a persuasive writing, you can explain why the legalization of marijuana is important to you. Say, you are suffering from terminal cancer and you need marijuana to alleviate your pain. In the expository essay about the Grand Canyon, your audience will be those people who want to visit the national park based on your factual information. Whereas in the persuasive essay, your audience could be your state legislators or those who oppose the legalization. How the two differ in thesis statement. The thesis in an expository essay is more fact-based, as it aims to inform or explain something to the reader, whereas the thesis in the persuasive writing aims to convince and persuade the reader with an argument based on personal opinion. In the above descriptive essay on the Grand Canyon, your thesis may read like this: My favorite park is the Grand Canyon for the following reasons: the majestic beauty, the Colorado River, and the horseback riding, so on and so forth. Here, the thesis aims to inform the readers with facts rather than persuade them with an agenda. In the persuasive writing about the legalization of marijuana, your thesis may read like this: I believe we should legalize marijuana for the following reasons: to reduce the prison population, increase state tax revenue, and supplement medical usage. Here, the thesis aims not to merely inform the readers, but argue and convince them. How the two differ in body paragraphs and supporting details. Both rhetorical modes require well-defined topic sentences in the body paragraphs, as they must support the overall thesis of the paper. In the expository writing, your supporting details will be based on your personal experience, observation, and facts. For example, in the expository writing, your first topic sentence may read, I love the Grand Canyon for its majestic beauty. You then need to describe the majestic beauty of the Grand Canyon using sensory images and details: smell, sight, sound, touch, and feel. In the persuasive writing, your topic sentence may read, the first reason we need to legalize marijuana is to reduce the prison population, for example. To support this topic sentence, you will be supporting how the prison population will be reduced by legalizing marijuana, a fact-based argument relying on research and statistics. Persuasive writing demands supporting facts and figures, outside sources, which need to be documented according to the specific guideline in the assignment. To recap, expository and persuasive works both use a thesis statement and research. However, they are different in purposes and tones. Expository writing is a type of writing where the purpose is to explain or inform by presenting an idea. The purpose of persuasive writing is to prove the validity of an idea or point of view by presenting sound reasoning, discussion, and argument to thoroughly convince the reader. Persuasive writing or persuasion is a type of argumentation with the additional aim to urge the reader to take some form of action. Expository writing aims to describe, inform, clarify, analyze, instruct, explain, or describe its subject matter. Hence, the tone of expository writing is formal, wanting to remain factual. Persuasive writing aims to influence views or change behaviors of others. Hence, the tone of persuasive writing is not that factual. Instead, the tone of persuasive writing is more personal, wanting to appeal to both emotion and reason. Here are some more examples of expository writing and persuasive writing for your reference. Hope you can enjoy reading and identifying their similarities and differences. Thank you for listening and see you next time.